Hello again, this is Dr. Greg Alexander with the Pediatric Office of the Future videocast series. I'm here today with Chip Hart, who is the Director of Pediatric Solutions, I think I got that right, with Physicians Computer Company, PCC as we know them. And Chip, first of all, thanks for joining me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And thanks again for helping sponsor the Office of the Future again this year. Maybe you could just go ahead and tell the attendees, the listeners here, what they can expect to learn from PCC's educational offerings this year.
Sure. We're in the patient engagement quadrant of the Office of the Future, first of all, and we're going to be doing a piece on pediatric patient recall. We have a lot of unique pediatric data relating to the overall, I guess I would say, clinical position of practices and how well they do recalling patients, particularly for well visits. And I think pediatricians would be shocked to learn what the status is of the average status is of the children in their office, what that's costing them, and also they're going to learn how to solve that problem. We have very specific patient recall suggestions, tips, and advice, again, based on data that we've measured from practices around the country. We're also in a separate section, in a booth, I guess you could call it, sponsored by Novartis, having to do with immunizations. And patient recall is obviously related to immunizations. And in this instance, we're going to talk a little bit about immunization registries, but also the sort of tricks and tools that you can use to increase your, for example, your flu shot recall. Flu is it's already geared up, it's already started, and a lot of practices are behind delivering that clinical response to patients. So we're going to help out with that as well.
Excellent. And I know you're also, giving a couple of talks this year in the in the education theater that we have. One is, let me get these right, at 10 o'clock on Sunday, open source and free software in a medical practice. And the other is at 11 o'clock, your practice in the internet, things you may not know. So,
in the first class, I'm going to be talking about the use of open source and free software in a small business. Every pediatric practice is a small business, and I meet pediatricians who spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars every year on software that they could get for free and probably even better software. And that's when they're doing it legally. I know too many practices who make 25 copies of Microsoft Word, and that can get you in trouble and will get you in trouble at some point. So I have some really fun suggestions there. In the other class where we're talking about your online presence, I talk about some strategies and some legal implications of having everything from a Facebook page to a custom client or patient reviews of your practice and how to react to that. I can tell you on SOAPM, that is a every other day experience where someone says, oh, so-and-so just gave me a bad review on whatever, .com. And I talk about how to address that, how to deal with it, and what to look for. There's some very simple rules to live by that will help save your practice a little bit of grief and trouble.
Excellent. Chip, thanks so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing what you guys have to show at the Office of the Future and hearing those talks, too.
Oh, my pleasure. I can't wait to be there.
All righty. Take care.
Thanks.